Hello and welcome back to another brand new deck profile where I decided to finally tinker with my Galaxy Eyes list. Simply because it's been a while. The last time I actively tried to mess with this was when I was bringing it to locals on a more consistent basis. But now that I'm, moved on to different decks such as Vanquish Soul Unchained and now Yubel Unchained, it's been a while since I've actually sat down and messed with this. So that's what I basically done. I went, because there's no locals this week, no proper locals this week, I decided to sit down and tinker with this. And I feel very confident with this list. And of course, in this video, I will do one or two test hands just to show you how things are done with this. Because I know whenever I do Galaxy Eyes deck profiles, there are people that do comment wanting combo videos. So I'll just do it in the one. So starting off, obviously, I am playing the two namesake of the Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon in QCR. I still have yet to get my hands on the original, tin version of it. The original Secret Rare, simply because I do kind of prefer it over this. But the QCR is nice, and then of course I also do have a QCR Afterglow Dragon. So for now, I'm just going to of course keep those as is. So yeah, basically these two cards, Galaxy Eyes and Afterglow are what you will usually use to make a lot of your XC plays, and it is pretty easy enough to get them out. Continuing on in the Galaxy side of things, I of course do play the triple Galaxy Soldier. You want to see this in your opening hand plus a Photon Jumper, because then you can, chain block any effects that would, be negated and stuff. And it can, go +2 essentially, because you get a body on board, you have Jumper Engrave, and then you can add 2 cards back into your hand from that. So yeah, then just for the one-ofs, for the Galaxy cards going into monsters and spells, I have the one Galaxy Wizard. I know a lot of people play this at 3. I only have 1 copy of it. And I think just having it at 1 is fine, I guess. 1 Galaxy Summoner, 1 Galaxy Brave, and then 1 Galaxy Knight. I have decided to put Galaxy Knight back into the deck because it's basically a extra normal summon, because as long as you control a Galaxy or Photon monster, I can normal it without tributing, and I can revive a Galaxy Eyes from the grave if it's in there. So it's, an extra way to get an extra body on board. As for the spells, I play the 1 Hyper Galaxy. I play 1 Galaxy 100, and I think playing 1 is the best way to go for Galaxy 100. Now, I know a lot of people play it at 2, and a lot of people play it at 3. 1 is the best way to do it, because you only need 1 copy, and it is searchable off a Photon Jumper. So usually, when you pitch a Jumper, you can either search this or you can search any of the other Galaxy cards. And so because it is that searchable, I've just decided to just play the 1 copy, because playing it at 2 or 3 when I was bringing it to locals, which you can see in the Road to Local series, as well as the first couple of episodes in the Local Chronicle series, they do have playlists on the channel, that I was constantly bricking from opening up multiple copies of Galaxy 100. But having it at just 1 copy, I don't run into that issue, and that is why I think 1 is enough. And then of course I do play the 1 Galaxy Trance or Trace, and then I play Galaxy Expedition, and then the 1 trap that I play is the 1 Tachyon Transmigration, until we get the new Galaxy support, which I have no idea when we're getting the new Tachyon support. But I do have them, I have just this 1 secret rare copy, and then I have 2 rare copies as well for when that does happen, because I might actually go back to playing this full time. And then moving on to the Photon engine, it's pretty much the same with some minor changes. I have, of course, the triple Photon Delta Wing, which is another card you want to see in your opening hand, because then you can just pull another out and then make Galaxy Photon Dragon detached to search, and you can search anything that you might be missing from your opening hand. And then, as I showed off, I am playing, of course, the triple Photon Jumper, because this is a really, really good card, being the fact that if you pair this with Galaxy Soldier by pitching it, like I said, you add 2 back, but if your opponent attacks you at the cost of your next battle phase, you can special summon this in defense and live another turn to hopefully pull it back. I have bumped Photon Vanisher up to 3, simply because I only own, it's the only one that I own at 3. And then I have also bumped Photon Orbital up to 2 as well. And then the one-ofs for the Photon engine is 1 Photon Emperor, 1 Photon Trasher, and then 1 spell being Photon Sanctuary. And that is the Photon engine. And for the rest of the deck is a tech that I tried out on Master Duel, and it's, I know not a lot of Galaxy Eyes people are going to be on this because, you know, they are dark monsters, and this entire deck is light based, but it's good because it's an extra body on board, because you can set it up in a way. I'll show you. It is the small little bestial package of Bestial Magma Hunt and Bestial Druis Worm. So say you open this plus this and Galaxy Soldier in your hand, you can basically, you know, pitch Jumper to grave, we'll say, to special summon Galaxy Soldier, then Chainlink 1, Chainlink 2, and then Chainlink 3 to banish Jumper from your graveyard to special summon Magma Hunt, and you still get off the Jumper effect because it had already hit the grave, so it will work that way. And so that's getting an extra body on board, which has its own search of during the end phase, after special summon, you can search a dragon monster. And what do you know? Most of the things that you want to search, being the Galaxy Eyes, Photon Dragon, and Afterglow, are dragons, so you can search them. And then Druis Worm, again, you know, it is a problem for your opponent if they remove it, because then you can target a special summon monster your opponent controls and send it to the graveyard. So it doesn't destroy, it just sends. And so I like it. I definitely like it from what I was testing in Master Duel, for sure, which is why I've opted to play Magma Hunt and Druis Worm in this list. And then the rest of the cards is 1 Monster Reborn, 1 Rhoda to search out any of our warriors, 1 Foolish just in case I don't open Photon Jumper, and the hand traps is pretty much the exact same, being triple Ash and then triple Imperm, and that is our 40 card list. So the extra deck is basically the same as the last time I did a Galaxy Eyes deck profile, which was several months ago now. I think back in September was the last time I did a deck profile for this deck. So that being, you know, the 2 Galaxy Photon Dragon, which you do want to kind of make because it searches anything really. It searches let's see, yeah, so you can detach a material and add either a Photon or Galaxy card from deck to hand. And then, of course, I do play the 1 Starleech Photon Blast Dragon. And then, of course, the 1 Nova and the 1 Infinity. Then getting into the rank 8s, I do play the number 38 Hope Harbinger Dragon Titanic Galaxy, which to be honest, I very rarely go into. I usually try to go into number 62, Galaxy Eyes Prime Photon Dragon, and then I'll overlay into number C62, Neo Galaxy Eyes Photon, Prime Photon Dragon, because this is a going second build. I probably should have mentioned that in the very beginning and not 10 minutes into the video. But this is a going second deck. You never really want to go first, but if you do go first, you will probably make opt to go for Photon Lord. Now I do play number 68, Safarndio, the Sky Prison. I probably butchered that. And simply because it is just a generic rank 8. Gains 100 attack and defense for each monster in the graveyards. Once per turn, you can detach one material from this card until the end of your opponent's next turn. This card cannot be destroyed by card effects. Also, neither player can special summon monsters from the graveyard. So it does switch off, graveyard effects for those that that it was needed for. The White Force engine that plays Toy Box. Once they send some of their White Force or Toy Box cards to the graveyard, that can stop them. So it is like, I know it's I probably should tech in like Abyss Dweller, since that's more easily being made, and it is. The only way I can make that is if I don't use one of my spells that locks me into either lights or dragons. And it is going to be the same for another rank 8, but I'll get to that. So as I showed off, I do play number 90, Galaxy Eyes Photon Lord. I do play Galaxy Eyes Full Armor Photon Dragon. And then the other rank 8 that I played that I teched in was Dingirsu, the Orchest of the Evening Star, because again it is just another interruption if needs be, because if I make it, I can send a card from my opponent controls to the graveyard on summon, going second, if I get around to that. And then the last few cards here is of course the Zeus, and then 2 Galaxy Eyes Soul Flare Dragon, and that is the side deck. So I'm gonna go mix things up and then we'll get into some test hands. Okay, I'll do some shuffling on camera so you can see, and I'll be doing these test hands as if we were going second, because like I did say, this is a going second build. Okay, let me just have the extra deck on hand there, and we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so going second, let's see what we have. We have Ash, Galaxy 100, Delta Wing, Imperm, Vanisher, and Sanctuary. So, okay. This is actually pretty good, 2 interruptions for it, we'll say the Sanctuary was the 6th card, so if, going second, 2 interruptions with Ash and Imperm is not bad. So here's how I would start off, which I would go for the Galaxy 100 to then send to grave the Photon Jumper, which I'll just put there for the moment, just so you can see it on camera, which then that effect would trigger, to add, to add a Photon or Galaxy spell or trap, which in my case, since I already have Photon Orbital in hand, what I could do is I'll add this to hand. Since then I can make 2 level 4s, 2 rank 4s with this, with that. Okay, so next what I will of course do is normal summon Photon Delta Wing, use its effect to special another copy out from deck. Let me actually move Jumper off to the side there, because I probably will end up using that field zone now in a second. So then I would special summon the Photon Vanisher from hand, and then from here I will overlay to make Galaxy Photon Dragon. which now has bumped Vanisher up to 2,500. I will then detach one to search. And in this case, I will, of course, search for the Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon. And I'm thinking here now. Okay. I may have made a small little misplay. Because it's been a while since I've actually touched the deck. So what I might end up doing is... Yeah, so instead of adding this to hand, I think I'll add Galaxy Expedition, because I think that was the smarter play, because that's how we get our Afterglow Dragon out. Yeah, so that was a small little misplay on my part. So next, I will activate the Sanctuary to gain 2 tokens, which of course we will then tribute them to special summon the Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon. Then we'll activate Galaxy Expedition, targeting the Photon Dragon, which then allows us to special summon from deck our Afterglow Dragon in defense. Now with Sanctuary, I believe Sanctuary has locked us in. I cannot special summon monsters for the rest of this turn except for light monsters, so we are locked into lights now. But as well, on special summon of Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon, Galaxy 100 would have triggered, so we could have banished a card from our opponent's extra deck. Next, I will just set the imperm, assuming I didn't use it on my opponent's turn, and then from there, I will of course overlay into the 62, and then into C62, and then enter into battle phase, detach the Afterglow, which then Afterglow's effect will trigger to special summon the Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon from deck, and then that bumps C62 up to 11k worth of damage and can attack multiple times, but usually it's just the one that will kill, and that is that. So a small little hiccup on my part for the test hand. Let me see if I can can't make it zoom out any further, so I'll just lift this up so you can see better. So yeah, that's our end board right there, which, you know, again, it's not bad. So let me just pause while I get everything back and we'll do another one. Okay, gonna do live shuffling so you know I'm not trying to manipulate things and have it to be the way I want them to be. And that will do. Okay, so again, going second, let's see what our opening hand is. Galaxy Wizard, Galaxy Soldier, Imperm, Foolish Burial, Imperm again, and then our top deck is Jumper. Okay. There are some things I can do with this. You know, it is very, very interesting, to say the least. Double Imperm, plus Foolish. So obviously I'm going to start off with sending Jumper to grave to special summon Galaxy Soldier. So then it'll go Chainlink 1, Chainlink 2, the Jumper. So off Jumper, I will add, of course, the where are you? The Galaxy Expedition, and then off of Galaxy Soldier, I will add the Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon. So get that shuffled up. So this is the current hand. Next I will activate the Foolish Burial. Actually, again, slight little misplay. I don't think Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon is the best ad. I think the better ad, and I'll show you why, is the Afterglow, which is luckily was the next card. So yeah, so then I'll activate the Foolish to send Photon Lord to the grave, wherever he is. There we go, Photon Emperor, sorry, not Lord. Which then, that will trigger to Special Summon, which also gives me an extra normal summon as well. But that will not be needed. Then from here, I will of course activate the Galaxy Expedition, targeting either of those two monsters, and bringing out the Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon from deck, which is why I said Afterglow was probably the better option to go for, because then with now Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon on the field, off of the Galaxy Expedition, I can then basically special summon Afterglow and then overlay into, back into the 62 and C62. And then since these aren't really worth anything, I'll link those into Soul Flare, which Soul Flare will then add back the Photon Jumper, just in case I need it. Then of course I'll set the two Imperms, assuming I haven't used them on my opponent's turn, and then of course enter battle phase, detach the Afterglow to special summon another Photon Dragon from deck. And then there we go. That is our end board going second. Assuming nothing gets interrupted, of course, as we are doing our plays. But yeah, that's basically it. That I'm just going to do the two test hands for going second. Like I said, if you're going first, doing that, you would basically instead of ending on C62, you would end on Photon Lord with two materials. And then say if your opponent tries something, you can obviously detach Afterglow, which would then get you out your second one of those. So that's basically the only really change if you are made to go first. But usually this is a going second deck. So yeah, let me know what you thought of this in the comments down below. Let me know what you thought of the list. Obviously in the two test hands, we did not get a chance to really see the bestial side of the list. But like I said, they are there for like getting an extra body on the field, as well as, with Magma Hunt, it's an extra searcher for one of our dragons. And yeah, that is going to wrap this up. So thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. And as always, like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll catch you all on the very next upload.